Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Spreading the News. Today is June 5th, episode 45, Cole 45, Garrett Cole 45, after a big start in LA this past weekend, or past week. Danny, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you? Your voice got high there. It was nice. You
I
got
think
up
so.
there when you said spreading the news. What's up? The
Also,
Yankees
I
are awesome.
I
Good
didn't
good week.
I didn't introduce myself for the first time ever. I don't think actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, my name is Chase, by the way, in case you're a
Okay.
new viewer. Um, this is my buddy Danny right next to us, and as you guys can see, Brian is not with us today. As you can see with our new graphic, if it ends up working out, I have to actually do it first. This is the pre-recording, but um, normally when one of us aren't here, it's just like a cartoon, like our cartoon version of ourselves next to me and Danny, or me and Brian, depending on who's not here. But Danny, me and Danny never miss a show. So, anyways, but now it's just gonna be me and Danny. So that doesn't mean like Brian has left the show or anything. Like Brian is still very much a part of spreading the news. He's just not able to make it today. Into our
He's a busy
recording.
boy.
But me and Danny had a lot to talk about. We felt that we couldn't miss an episode another day. So that's why we're here. Another day, another dollar. Danny, hope you're doing well, my buddy.
Doing great. Yankees are good. So I am great.
It's been a big, big stretch of Yankees baseball. They've won 6 of their last 9. Starting off with the Padres, if you want to start there.
Well, let's start with the series we lost.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But I'm just saying, just giving over a brief recap. Got the Padres, 1-2 out of 3 there.
Fun.
Then you got the Mariners, 1-2 out of 3 there.
Even more fun.
Then you got the Dodgers, 1-2 out of 3 there. So
Even more fun.
that we said 2 weeks ago, Danny, that's a tough stretch. If I told you we would come away with 6 out of 9, I think we both would have been very, very pleased. So we'll go over that. We got a bunch of other stuff to go over, but first we will talk about the Orioles series that Danny wanted to speak about. Before we get into our Yankee of the week. So Danny, you want to take the reins?
I mean, yeah, we won't go through like a whole recap of what happened because it was 2 weeks ago but yeah, we won the first game on a walk-off. Anthony Volpe's first walk-off. It was hype. That was a great win. Come from behind Aaron Judge with the game-tying home run in the 9th off Felix Bautista. That was awesome. And then the next day, we're rolling them. Remember, we were watching that together, actually. It was Chase's birthday. So we were watching that together, and the Yankees were up big. What was it? It was 5-1, right? It was 5-1.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the Orioles scored 8 in the 7th inning, and we ended up losing 9-6. That was just a heartbreaker. And the next day, the bats didn't come to play. We scored 1 in the 9th inning, but lost 3-1. Technically a shutout. I count those as shutouts when we just like scratch across a run in the 9th. But yeah, after the first big win, hype win of game 1, and then looking good for half of the Baltimore series, the second Baltimore game, I was like, all right, let's go. Big divisional game. We said that last week, last episode, that it's weird that we're saying big divisional game against the Orioles, but it was. And then we ended up losing the series, and that was kind of crushing, kind of annoying. But we bounced back, and then we bounced back and can't hit again against the Padres. Now we're like, what the hell's going on? But then we ended up beating them, then scoring 10 in the last game of that series. We scored 10 runs 3 games in a row in the last game of the Padres series. Then Seattle, Aaron Judge. It's awesome. He's awesome, but he like broke his toe, so we'll see.
Yeah, he like broke his toe. Still waiting official word on that, but if I had to guess, I think he probably broke his toe just by the way he was speaking. Like I saw someone say on Twitter, like when you break a bone, like you just know when like so like if Judge is like questioning that he broke his toe, he probably broke his toe.
My thing is he said that they were waiting to like go through tests. Why wouldn't they go through tests like that night, Saturday? Yeah. That game ended at like 7:30, whatever, because they were in LA. So like why are they waiting? He said this yesterday, and then like they're waiting till today to do tests. Why wouldn't they just do it right after the game?
Not to mention the fact that they were playing in Los Angeles too, which is like a very prominent team, like huge market, big city. So it's like you got to assume that they have that equipment at hand.
Well, I mean, I think you can get that anywhere. Like you could go get an MRI anywhere, I think.
Yeah, you would hope so, right? But yeah, very odd. Like the Yankees just like always handle everything so weird with their injuries, you know. But yeah, I want to go back to my birthday game because I want to mention that the Yankees never win on my birthday. Every year, they never win on my birthday.
Which
So
is
I
weird because
could,
you're known for good luck for the Yankees.
yeah. So I could have told you right away that they weren't winning that game. What I do remember specifically from that game, it was a Nestor start. And I might botch this a little bit just because it's almost 2 weeks now since that game. But from what I remember from that game, and this has been the problem with Nestor all year, is that his leash has been too long. Like every time he gets to the third time through the order, he always just gets absolutely shelled. So like Nestor's ERA, in my opinion, it's probably north of 5 at this point. I don't know the exact number, but Nestor's ERA, in my opinion, is not what he how he's actually playing. So like through I don't have the official numbers, official stats on this, but like through the first 5 innings of like every game, I feel like Nestor has given up like two runs or less of 2 earned runs or less of baseball. And like once he gets to that third time through the order, he just can't get outs for whatever reason, which is very like opposite of how he's been the last 2 years, right, Danny? Like Nestor is always able to go deep in games, keep the runs at a like two or less, 3 or less. So um, and now like you see like Nestor's on the IL now, with that shoulder problem that he's dealing with. And I think Boone said he hopes Nestor will only miss 1 or 2 starts. So we can extend that to at least 3 or 4 starts because that's just how the Yankees work. We might see him in August, but nonetheless, Nestor's biggest problem has been going deep into games, and his leash has been too strong or too long, I should say. Boone doesn't take him out early enough, and which is so weird because Boone's an analytics guy. Yankees are an analytics team, so like you would think they would know that, but they just like haven't actually done it. I guess they've just been hoping for a different fortune. Uh, I'm not worried about Nestor really. I know his numbers say that he's been horrible, but I'm not really worried about him just because of that reason. And now hopefully that like the Yankees are more aware of that third time through the order. They'll be a little more careful with him. And now hopefully with this IL stint, Nestor can kind of clear his head a little bit, rehab his body a little bit, clear his mind, do his thing because Nestor is nasty. We know that. So, out of curiosity, are you worried at all about Nestor, Danny, or
I
no?
mean, I'm worried now that he's hurt and there's a shoulder injury. That sucks. But it just seemed like they kept leaving him out there for the third time because he was good the first 2 times through the order. He was good in the beginning game. So I feel like they just thought eventually it's not going to happen, right? Like we know Nestor's good. Like eventually he's going to be able to get through it, but it just hasn't happened. It seems like
Yeah.
every start it just has not happened. So I guess they have to make adjustments, but it sucks. Like you can't really manage him like that because then that's tough on your bullpen. We have other guys in this rotation that won't give us length, at least until Rodon comes back. So yeah, I'm not a concern per se, but it's got to get figured out because
Yeah.
we can't just manage him and take him out after 2 times through the order if he's pitching well. We have to be able to rely on him to keep going. But
It's going to be a weird dynamic to see what they do with him when he comes back. So hopefully this shoulder injury doesn't hurt him in the long run because the Yankees are going to need him. Like let's be honest. So, but yeah. Anyways, just a little quick next conversation, a little bit of the Orioles series. Before we get into the last 6 out of 9 games, Danny, as always, we got to go through our Yankees of the week. So I'm gonna guess your Yankee of the week, unless if you want me to go first.
you can guess mine.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go
I'll
first?
start off by saying it's this for you and Brian. This one for you guys.
Okay, yeah. So I know who it is, and just want to preface by saying that he's very much impressed me, very very much so impressed me. So I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that your Yankee of the week is drumroll, Clay Holmes.
It is Clay Holmes. So the Yankees bullpen as a whole has been really good. Right? Our bullpen has been good. We got Canely back, so very confident in the bullpen right now. But Clay Holmes, man, you guys, it seemed like no matter what Clay Holmes did, even if he went through good stretches, you and Brian are still going to shit on him. Like he walks one guy and you're like, oh, you see, he can't find the strike zone. At least Brian is like that. But over his last 15 games, because, we haven't talked in 2 weeks, but his last 15 games, can you guess his ERA?
Over the last 15, isn't it like 0? Isn't it 0?
No, what? 15
Oh.
games? No. Over his last 15 games, he has a .59 ERA over his last 15.
Oh, 15 games or 15 days?
Games.
Oh, I thought you meant like 15 days.
And then his last 7 games is 1.29 ERA, but he has been awesome out of the bullpen. He has come in and just shut the door, kind of like the Clay Holmes of last year. Like, and he's not even in the save situation. They are doing like a cleared by committee. He only has 2 saves in the last 15 days, but they both came in the last 7 games. So, maybe they are trusting him in that save role. And I like it. If we could trust Clay Holmes in the ninth again at some points, then that leaves King to go do like the 6-7 that he was last year that I loved him in. I loved him in that 6-7, 7-8 role where he just shuts the door and then gets it to the closer. Wandy's been really good though in that role as well. We like Wandy back there, but Clay Holmes' season ERA is now down to a 2.84. 2.84 on the season in 27 games pitched. So Clay Holmes, I know this could turn around on me by next week. You know how Clay Holmes could be, but we also know how he could be when he's on. So I'm hoping that this Clay Holmes is here to stay for the most part. Obviously, everybody is going to go through rough stretches. He will at some point, but I hope for the majority of the season, this Clay Holmes is who we got because I love this version of Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes was one of my favorite players on the team last year when he was going. I loved Clay Holmes, and at the end of the year before when we traded for him, and seeing him bad was sad, but now he's looked really good of late, and I'm hoping that could continue, and I'm hoping next week he's not my Yankee of the week for a bad reason. But love what I've seen from Clay Holmes.
Clay has been impressive. I will say it. Clay has been very impressive. His control is there. He's just throwing strikes. He's not really hitting guys anymore, which is one thing that I've noticed is like over the last, couple of months or, going back to last season, Clay Holmes was hitting guys a lot. And I don't know if you have the specific number. Do you have Clay Holmes' numbers up? Does it say hit by pitch at all or no?
I just had his this year's number.
If I had to guess, I can't remember if he has hit anyone, but I don't think that he has. Um, Someone hit Jason Hayward the other night, but I don't think it was him. I think it might have been Garrett Cole. But yeah, I don't know. Clay Holmes, that's the one thing that's been standing out to me is like his command, and he hasn't been hitting anyone. Like that's what gets him into trouble because like once he starts hitting people, obviously not intentionally,
Two
but
guys this season.
2 guys this whole year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's actually a lot less than I expected.
Yeah. But
Um, yeah, go
he
ahead.
walks guys.
Over the stretch or like all year?
No, not over the stretch. I mean, but he'll be good for like a walk every other appearance. Like he'll walk a guy, but that's just the type of reliever he is. And as long as he's not letting the guy score, the Yankees love that great sinker slider guy that's gonna walk some guys but get out of it.
Yeah, for sure. And he's been that guy, over the and like we said, this could backfire. I kind of expected to backfire just because like relievers can't be flawless all year. So hey man, we'll see. Clay Holmes, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need the pitching, especially now that Nestor's down. They're obviously down another arm. They're still down from the Slambino, Ian Hamilton. They're down a few guys right now. Like Loizaga's not returning anytime soon. So
Sad.
is there anyone in the bullpen that's coming back anytime soon that I'm trying to think about it? I don't think so, right?
It was Kingley and then Lou.
Oh yeah, right. Canley just came back. Canley just came back. Who I didn't get a chance to watch him actually because I was working. Did you get a chance to
he
watch him?
looked. It was kind of. He didn't let up any runs, so it was good. He ended with a nice strikeout, but it did look like he hasn't pitched in a while, which he hasn't. So like, it kind of took him a little bit to get his feet under him. I think he threw like 30 pitches in that inning, but I didn't expect him to be lights out, lights out. So definitely a good sign. His stuff looked good, as we know it's going to. And that was in the semi start that he did walk a
Yeah.
guy. He let up one hit. What the hell is that? Do you hear that?
And Ryan Weber just went on the IL too. So the Yankees are down another arm. Not that Ryan Weber has been a high leverage guy for us, but like he's been good for his role. So
Yeah.
they're
Your
down.
job.
Yeah. They're down another guy. So Holmes is gonna be big. But yeah, I'm impressed with Clay. Gotta hope he continues it because they need him for sure. Do you want to guess who my Yankee of the week is, or do you want me to just
I mean, is it just gonna be Judge?
It would be Judge if we were speaking practically, yes, but it's not Judge. No,
I don't know, Glaber.
no.
IKF.
It could be IKF. That's a good guess, but no.
All right, I'm out of guesses then.
All right. My Yankee of the week is Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton has not played, right? He played 2 games over the last Dodger series, played 2 out of 3, got the day off in the middle game, played the rubber game yesterday, had that huge RBI double Danny into the gap that was just absolutely ripped. I think it was like 112, right? 112 exit velocity.
Wait, that wasn't an RBI though.
Or advancing the runners,
Yeah,
excuse me. Yeah,
it
it
was
was
second and third, and
second
then
and
that
third.
was
Yeah.
scoring.
Um, I'm not saying necessarily that Stanton's my Yankee of the week because of the way he's been playing, even though he's like has been playing well in the 2 games that he's been back. But I want to say that Stanton's my Yankee of the week because he's back, you know? Like
Mhm.
we always speak about, I feel like every episode we speak about how important he is to this lineup, and like we're already seeing it like in these last 2 out of 3 games that he played, how important he is. And his let's see. So against the Dodgers, he went both games, he had 1 hit in each game. Um and 1 RBI with that 1 home run that he hit, the solo shot. So um on the season, what does he get on the season before he got hurt? He was at
He played 13 games before he got hurt.
yeah, through I guess now 15 games. He was up to 271 batting average, 899 OPS, 5 home runs, and 12 RBIs. I remember Stanton looking good before he got hurt. Now he's back. They need him desperately. They need him so bad. So happy he's back. When he's in the lineup, it just like feels so good to see him come up to the plate, because when you got like DJ LeMahieu hitting cleanup, it's not really ideal in my opinion, especially with the way that DJ's been playing. So that's also another thing we need to talk about, by the way, DJ LeMahieu. But yeah, Stanton, that's my Yankee of the week. Happy to have him back. Big G.
Yeah. And this team has been really good of late, and now we're just getting these reinforcements. We have bounce back year back as well as Josh Donaldson. His bounce back year is back on. He hit 2 home runs in that game back when Stan hit one. They both look good in their return, but yeah, we desperately need Stanton. Him being in this lineup just stretches it out so much. Like DJ being our cleanup hitter wasn't working. DJ has been really bad. And getting Stanton back in the lineup, and even if Donaldson could be somewhat good, getting him in the lineup would be nice too. And just give DJ those extra days to DH or whatever. If Stanton could eventually get out to the outfield, they did say that Stanton is strictly DH for 2 weeks, which sucks. But we kind of expected that, and I expect it to be more than 2 weeks as well. He'll probably be DHing for at least a month. But yeah, you immediately see his impact. He loves hitting home runs in Dodger Stadium. We know that. He hit one out of there as a Marlin. He hit actually out of the stadium, which was insane. But love having him back. And now with Judge going down, which I assume we'll talk about, because we got to talk about Aaron Judge at some point. But with Judge going down, I'm glad at least we have Stanton. Obviously, it's still not going to be the same team, but we don't know how long Judge is going to be out for. Doesn't look great because of what they said. Yeah, Stanton back. He's going to be a savior of us, even though we don't need saving right now because we're good. He's just going to be an enhancer, I guess. Just going to enhance this lineup even further.
They need him, man. I'm glad to have him back. Happy to have him back. And I agree with you, Danny. I think we do need to talk about Judge. I feel like Judge, in a way, on this podcast doesn't get as much love as he should, just because it's so easy to give him love. You know what I mean? Like, and because I feel like we kind of try to, like, he would be the Yankee of the week every single week, but like we try to refrain from doing that because we want to give other guys love and highlight other guys. But like, Aaron Judge just won Player of the Month, and he is, in my opinion, whether you think it's Ohtani or whether you think it's Judge, 1A, 1B, those are the 2 best guys in baseball. I'm trying to right now look for that OPS stat. Maybe you know it off the top of your head, but like he has like the 3rd highest road OPS all time.
Yeah.
Through like the minimum number of games, which is just
I
absurd.
forget exactly what the number was, but it was like on the road. It was like Barry Bonds, someone else, and Judge.
I think it was like Bonds, Judge, and like Babe Ruth is like who it was. I'm trying to find the graphic though, because the graphic's hilarious. Oh, here it is. Okay, wait, yeah, you're right. So highest road OPS single season since 1901. Barry Bonds is 1, 1438 OPS. Aaron Judge is 2, 1365 OPS. Barry Bonds is 3 in 2001, 1332. Then Ted Williams, then Lou Gehrig. So it wasn't Babe Ruth, but
I love all the social media comments. Obviously, people are like, yeah, if anybody was playing in that small of a ballpark, then they would be doing this too. Like, and then he goes out and does that on the road. Just shut him
Yeah.
up.
It's really been a treat to watch. It really has been
Treat,
because
yeah, yes.
dude, think about these names that he's paired with: Bonds, Ted Williams,
Yeah.
and Lou Gehrig. Like
I
those
mean,
are three all-time players.
let's say since 2021, like this prime Judge has been in. It sucks that he was injured in the seasons before that. Obviously, 2017 he was healthy, but that's a little big of a gap between 17 and 21. But this prime that he's in, I think it's safe to say that this is the one of the best ever. This prime that he's in. I mean, he broke the home run record last year, and it doesn't seem like he's slowing down like in the next couple of years. So I think this stretch will be one of the greatest that has ever been had in MLB history because it's just unbelievable. I mean, he's missed what, like 12 games this year, and he's second in the whole league in homers. He leads the American League in homers. He's second in to only Pete Alonso, who has 21. Judge has 19 homers right now, which is insane. Like he's on his pace from last year, like through I think it was 47 games. Saw the stat 2 days ago. I think now he's at 49, or maybe after the Mariners series. He his pace through that many games was right on pace with last year, and obviously it's a lot different because he played all the games last year. He wasn't hurt. This year he has been hurt, but just say like over a 162 game average, his pace was like the same, if not better, than it was last year, which is crazy. Everybody's saying he can't repeat it. He's fucking repeating it. He's repeating it. And this guy is just awesome. He's awesome to watch. He's a privilege to watch. And not only at the plate, in the field. After hitting 2 home runs in Seattle, he goes up there and robs Teoscar. And he was even he said it on the Mookie Betts interview. If you haven't watched that, it was awesome. But he said, like, yeah, I mean, usually because I'm 6'7", I don't even have to jump that high. But that one I actually had to get up. And then how he hurt his foot, he hurt his toe. He ran through the wall at Dodger Stadium, through the goddamn wall. Just crazy.
Aaron Judge actually broke the wall in
Yeah, and
Dodger
he made the
Stadium.
catch. He made the catch on contact too. It wasn't like he caught it and was going through the wall. He caught it as he was making contact with the wall and then went through it. He went through the fence.
I was saying to you guys in the group chat yesterday, like I almost feel like it's to a point where like Aaron Judge almost goes like a little underappreciated by Yankee fans. And like it's so I don't know, like some people might be listening to this and saying like, what are you talking about? Like Judge is
I'm
so
kind of saying that.
appreciated. Everyone's like Judge is so appreciated, but like I just feel like we take him for granted in a way because like he's that good.
Yeah,
You know, like
definitely.
he's that good, and like we odds are like we'll never see another player like him, at least on the Yankees in our lifetime. Judge literally does everything. He does everything on the baseball field well, everything except for like sure like if you want to say like he strikes out a lot, like fine, but like everything on the baseball field he does well. He's an absurd fielder. Obviously, he's got the power, he's got the contact, he's clutch. He does everything, and he's a leader. Like he's so cookie cutter perfect. It's just like we'll never see another player like him. We won't.
Yeah, we definitely taking him for granted because it's hard not to take someone like that for granted. Everybody knows how great Aaron Judge is. That's not what you mean by that. It's just like we would be nowhere without him, man. Like we would be nowhere. Like, this team is bad when he's not on the field, and people say that's a problem, which I don't think it's a problem at all. Obviously, you're going to be a different team when the MVP isn't there, obviously, and the best player in the world. I think he's the best player in the world. I was listening to I think Chris Rose talking about it. He says Otani is the most important player based on what he does for his team, but he thinks Judge is the best because he at what he does, he's just that elite, better than anything. Like Otani, like Judge is a better hitter than Otani, obviously, and then this year his pitching he's been good, but not like Cy Young. So he said that Otani's more important, sure, but Judge is just the best. And I thought that was a cool way of looking at it. And he's just awesome. He's just can't even really say. I don't want to repeat myself, but it's just awesome, man. He's just awesome.
And I was also having this argument with my brother the other day. It's like it almost feels like Judge versus Otani like isn't fair because like it almost to me feels like Judge gets a little overlooked because of Otani.
Yeah.
And like, but my brother's argument was like, oh well, he doesn't get overlooked. Everybody knows he's like the undisputed second best player in baseball. But like, I don't know, man. Like, some people might call me crazy, but like I think Judge is like I think he's the like sure like Otani might be the most valuable player in baseball just because like he does both things, but I think Judge is individually the best player in baseball. Like that might
I think so too. He's the best player in the world.
like some people might think that's a crazy take. Like if you're not a
Uh,
Yankee fan, you might think like we're crazy, but like we watch him on like a day in day out basis, and like it's just unbelievable what this guy's doing. We'll never see anything like this ever again. Um, so yeah, I mean, anyways, a little bit of Judge appreciation just because I feel like we never have like an actual set time designated to
and
really appreciate him.
man, does he destroy Seattle, huh? That's a city. He
Yeah.
owns Seattle.
Maybe he should have considered going to Seattle instead of the Yankees, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because he rakes there. So
Yeah. Also in that Mookie Betts interview, he did go into like some of the behind the scenes of his free agency. Really cool. It's a little long, but I don't know if you've seen it. It's good
I saw
stuff.
clips. I saw clips. I didn't watch the whole thing. I do want to watch the whole thing. I haven't gotten around to it. Did you watch the whole
Good
thing or did you
stuff.
just watch the clips?
I watched about 30 minutes of the hour. I'm finishing it tonight, but it's really good. Really
Yeah,
good.
I'm sure it is. And it's weird because like Mookie obviously used to be a big Red Sox, still
Yeah.
still arguably top 10 player in baseball, maybe even top 5 if you want to go that far.
A five.
Um but like it's weird seeing like a former Red Sox and a Yankee getting along like that, you know? But
Yeah.
seems like they're good friends based on the couple clips that I saw.
Yeah. And
But
Mookie even said like Mookie was saying that everything you see, and it's true, everything you see, it's kind of comparing Mookie or Judge, who's the best right fielder. I think it's obviously Judge, but people still do put Mookie ahead of Judge for some weird reason. But he said that. He said even when he was in Boston, he never felt like it was me against Judge. It was like them together. Like they're both great doing their thing. Why do we need to put them up against each other and compare them? Which is true. I mean, they're both doing their thing. They're both great players. So
that reminds me, did you see the JD Martinez quote about Judge's catch diving through the wall the other
no, what
day?
was it? I didn't.
JD, so obviously JD Martinez hit that ball over Judge's head. Judge got to the ball, ran it down, ran through the fence. And a reporter asked him, they said like, have you ever seen Judge make a catch like that? And he said like, yeah, I've seen him make that kind of catch about 17 times. It feels like every
Yeah,
time a ball goes his way, he's making a spectacular catch and making those catches. It's just funny, man. Like everyone
this
knows how important and special this guy is.
this is a weird memory, but I think like back in 2017, I think Judge robbed JD Martinez of a home run in the stadium. I'm pretty sure that
Really?
because I remember going to school the next day. I always used to have Aaron Judge arguments. This is like ninth grade, 10th grade, whatever. And I remember he robbed JD Martinez. And I was like using that against people. I was like, huh?
Yeah. Like anyways, thank you, Aaron Judge. Hopefully, please don't go to the IL. Please, please.
How do you not know if it's broken? How do you not know?
What will we actually do? Like, what do we do if he goes to the IL again?
We middle. And we got the Mets next week too in Citi Field. I want to see Judge hit one of the third deck there. We got Boston this weekend.
How
We
long?
got
How
the
long is a
series against
broken
the
toe?
White
Like
Sox.
4 to 6 weeks.
What? Yeah.
I think I saw a broken toe is like 4 to 6 weeks.
Tape it up and get the fuck out there.
Yeah, but that's what I thought too. Like I saw someone say like I played some like random kid was like I played baseball on a broken toe. Like it's
Jeez.
more than manageable. You just got to tape it up and like play through it. But like
Yeah. The Yankees aren't going to want to like hurt him
just that.
more.
Yeah.
But like, I could also see them, even if it's not broken, I could see them just keeping him out for this White Sox series because the Yankees like to play down at teams' levels. But you do that. The White Sox could take 2 out of 3 of them from us, and then going into the Boston series would be tough. But
I also just like I don't want to lose Judge's like I don't want Judge to lose pace. Like he's on a crazy pace right now. Like I
yeah,
want him to keep
yeah,
playing.
man, missing 12 games, like missing this many games, and still being leading the American League in homers, being second in the league. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go into some of the last couple. Oh, let's talk DJ, Danny. Let's talk DJ. Let's talk DJ. Because I think this is a really important topic to talk about, just because, of who he is, who he's supposed to be for this team. And then we can kind of go into what we were going to talk about with those last couple series. But just for perspective, DJ LeMahieu on the season is down to a 239 batting average with a 301 on base percentage, totaling for a 697 OPS, 21 RBIs, 6 home runs, last 15 games, 153 batting average, 194 on base percentage, 254 slug. That's not DJ LeMahieu, dude. It's not. And I think it's starting to get to a point where It's concerning. It's very concerning. This has been DJ as the years have gone on, has progressively gotten worse. And I think that me, you, and Brian, the three of us together, even after seeing what we saw in spring training, we're very excited about DJ this year. Um, I'm I'm very, very concerned about DJ long term. I don't know if you are, but
I'm concerned. Definitely. And what thing we don't usually see from DJ, he's visibly frustrated too. Like he's slamming his helmet, he's throwing stuff. We never really see that from DJ, and he's frustrated. I don't even think he knows what's going on. Maybe he's injured. I don't know, but he still looks really good at third base. Like he's made a lot of really good defensive plays. So I don't know if an injury is the problem. He's just not the DJ we know and love. He's not. So that's why I'm hoping Donaldson can come back and be good, so that we could like rest DJ sometimes and kind of use the rotation that we wanted to. But it's definitely not the DJ that we're used to at all. Like I always say, I love DJ in the RBI spot, but this year he hasn't been that. Like, he just can't hit. He can't hit. And it's very weird to see. Weird. Very weird.
It's a huge fall off. Huge.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but he looks bad and he looks frustrated. Yesterday, like he flew out and he slammed his helmet down on the line. Like he doesn't do that usually. But
striking out a lot too.
Striking out, bad swings. Like it looks like sometimes I don't know. He's open, pulling off, swinging for the fence.
Can you see it getting to a point where DJ just becomes a bench player? Like,
yeah, I mean, if Donaldson plays well, then yeah, I could. I mean,
because then there's really no spot for him.
I think once Stanton's in the outfit, like I don't think like strictly bench player, like he's gonna get his rotations in. Like he'll probably play, if that happens and he keeps being bad, he'll probably still play like 4 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week, just because that's what they do, and they'll rotate around once Stanton can play the outfield. But I don't. Peraza is killing it in the minors right now. Peraza is absolutely going off. So I don't know.
Like, does it get to a point where Peraza comes up and then gets more reps than DJ? Like, that's totally in the realm of possibilities. Like, could Peraza take DJ's role and like DJ takes like IKF's role? You know what I'm saying? Like,
IKF has been really good in his role.
IKF has been, but like obviously, like you're gonna opt with DJ than IKF. But like, I don't know, man. It's the Yankees have a decision to make because it almost feels like I don't know. I don't want them to leave Peraza down in AAA to rot. Just to trade him, like I don't want to trade him. Like I don't, unless if you're getting like a huge return, like a star left fielder, like they obviously need a left fielder, like or like a really good pitcher. I don't want to trade Peraza, like I want Peraza to play.
Me too.
There's got to be a scenario where Peraza can play. It just I don't know how it'll come.
I think that scenario would be Donaldson's trash. We DFA him by midsummer, late summer, and if Peraza's not traded, that's when I think Peraza gets his shot.
He deserves a shot, man. He does. He really does. Peraza's. Yeah. If just in case you're out of the loop, Peraza's dominating the minor leagues. Like he's like minor league player of the year right now. I'm looking up his numbers right now. I saw the other day.
Him. He's got 10 home runs down there in 26 games. He's hitting 324 with a 1.021 OPS, 631 slugging. Like it's just.
Dude, I saw like a Peraza like per 162 pace. He's like on pace for like 71 home runs. Like obviously he's not gonna hit 71 homers, but like just goes to show how good he's playing right now. Like. And
he's ready. Like we know he's ready. Obviously, he came up here and struggled, but it's tough for a young player when you don't really have a role, which he didn't. And the Yankees just refused to give him a role. I love Peraza. I really want Peraza to get a shot.
And Danny, this could kind of play into Volpe a little bit too. Like if Volpe hit a big home run yesterday, we were talking a little bit before we started recording. Volpe's production numbers are like there, but like the rest of his numbers like aren't there. Like if Volpe continues struggling, like. I don't think they'll send him down, but like, what do they do then? Like, they're gonna leave him in the lineup, and like, what do they do with Peraza? You know what I'm saying? It's just like a weird.
I mean, I think you give Volpe to summer, late July, whatever. I think you can't just ride it out with him. Like he's hitting 193 right now, but he does have 9 home runs. Like he's hitting for pop. He's, like you said, his production numbers, like has a good amount of RBI. Kind of, he hits home runs. So. I think you can't send him down now, but a 193 average, if he doesn't make adjustments and isn't the player we thought, I don't think, like people are saying, just ride it out with him. that really can't happen because it's not like we're a bad team that could just let them ride it out. Like, no, we're World Series or bust. So we need someone in there that's going to help us win. But I'm willing to give Volpe a leash till late July, whatever. And we see flashes from him. We still like him. He hasn't been great defensively either. But I'd give him to like late July. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they want to send down Volpe and put Peraza in there. I don't think. Why would they want to do that? Because they made a statement by picking Volpe over Peraza, which was a question mark because Peraza came in as their shortstop. He came into spring training as their shortstop, but Volpe kind of just played it away. So that would kind of be embarrassing if they send Volpe down to just put Peraza there. I don't know. Just
The Yankees have a lot of decisions to make, a lot of tough decisions. Like Donaldson's a wild card, DJ's a wild card, Volpe's a wild card, Peraza's a wild card, even Torres is a wild card. Like he's been
love
playing really
leadoff
well.
Glaber though. Leadoff Glaber has been awesome.
Glaber's a wild card too. Like Glaber's been playing really well. Like I saw someone on Twitter, I think it was Pete Simonetti, said like a lot of teams are already inquiring about Glaber, and like that's gonna happen. Like a lot of teams are gonna reach out to the Yankees about Glaber because he's been playing that well.
Yeah.
So that's what was that? 6 players that I just listed: DJ, Donaldson, Glaber, Peraza, Volpe, and yeah, that's 5
Yeah, I don't
players.
want them to trade Glaber, but realistically, like we don't know where those guys are going to be come August. We don't know if we're still going to have them.
Someone is gonna have to take a back seat.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to take a back seat, and I don't know who it's gonna be. But yeah. Anyways, let's go into the last 6 out of 9, Danny. Let's do that. You want to do that right now?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we
Padres won. We don't have to spend that much time because it was the week before this week, but we did win 2 out of 3 after it looked weak in the Friday game. Our offense sucked, but the next game we won on a walk-off. IKF, Mr. Big Power Guy IKF. He's been awesome. He's been fun to watch. Then we win the last one 10-7 in a really fun game again, and then we go to Seattle. And going to Seattle, we know their pitching staff is good. We sometimes seem to run into trouble with their pitching staff. We come out, we score 10 runs in the first game. Judge hits 2 bombs, robs one himself. So a net 3 home run game for Judge, I guess you could say. Herman pitched that game, let up 3, or let up 4. So it wasn't a great game from Herman, but Herman has been really good. He pitched great against the Dodgers. So we scored 10 runs, and then we scored 10 runs again, win 10-2. Judge goes yard again. This was IKF's 4-hit night, 4 for 5, hit 4 hits, had 4 RBI. Like I can imagine saying that from IKF, 4 hits, 4 RBI. And Judge hit another home run. Of course he did. So that was another big win, and then we get shut out in the next game and lose on a walk-off, which it happens. That's gonna happen to your offense. So that series was anything you want to say about that series? It was really fun. We scored a lot of runs in the first 2 games, and then the last game was kind of like, bleh. We used all our runs in the first 2 games, whatever. But definitely a great series. Winning that series in Seattle when their pitching staff is good, I love it.
Yeah, big series win. It feels like they used up all their runs in the first two games, but everything else, a lot of green flags that I saw in that series. From what I was watching, I think Volpe even hit a home run, clutch home run, and I think game 2, I think it was. But huge series. Beating Seattle in Seattle is never easy, no matter how, good or bad of a team they are. And the Yankees always struggle with Seattle's pitching too. Like, I feel like that's kind of a thing that's been constant over the last couple of years. We avoided Luis Castillo in the 3rd game of the series. But, they ended up getting shut out by George Kirby, right? That's his name, George Kirby. Yeah. But yeah, so headed into June on a loss. But then
also great start from Clark Schmidt in that game too. It wasn't 1-0 game. Clark Schmidt went 5 2/3, no runs, 3 hits, 7 Ks. Really good start from Clark Schmidt in that. Clark Schmidt in that game.
It was your favorite pitcher's duel. You love
pitcher's duel was fun. We're good for one of those a year. One of the most fun games I've ever watched was our pitcher's duel last year that ended 1-0 in 13 innings. Was it 12 innings?
Crazy.
It was so fun.
Crazy. And then you started off on June 2nd. I didn't get to watch this game because I was working. I caught like the 7th inning. Oh, excuse me. I caught like the 7th inning on, but I heard about Luis Severino.
Yeah, so coming into the series, it was like the talk of MLB, the Dodgers versus Yankees. This hasn't happened in so long. The stars are going to be out there. The stars are shining bright. Everybody's going to be in attendance, whatever. Luis Severino, I've never seen 6 runs scored faster in my life. It was great. I was watching and I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell is going on? Actually, they just hit, home run, hit. And he couldn't get anybody out. And luckily, Trevino backpicked, I think, Muncy at third to get him out of the inning. Otherwise, I don't know if Sevy would have ever gotten out of that first inning. We would have been sitting there for 2 hours watching them score. But yeah, that was kind of just a deflator. Like, everybody's been talking about the series. Like, oh, it's the big boy series. And then they just put up 6 on us extremely fast. But then Donaldson in the second inning goes very deep, very, very deep. So then it's, all right, let's mount to come back. Then it's Dodgers score 7-1. Stanton gets a home run in the fourth. Luis Severino ended up 4 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 earned runs. Not good.
Which was crazy, by the way, because Sevy's been lights out since he's come off the IL.
And his first couple starts off the IL, he looked really good, but that was not good. Not good. But Stanton got a home run. Honestly, this was kind of more of a moral victory for me because we saw the 2 guys that just got back from injury account for all our runs. Donaldson had 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Stanton had a solo shot. So it was kind of like, all right, we got killed, but our boys are back. So then we go into the next game. This was a big game. I was watching this game, obviously, and Bowers hit 2 home runs. Bowers hit 2 bombs, 2 2-run home runs. And you think, like, Fox primetime game, everybody watching this game around the world, they're not expecting to see Jake Bowers go yard twice. That's not what they're tuning in to see, but they got it. A little treat for them. Judge hit a solo home run, and this was the game that he went to the wall. It was 5-3. Michael King on the mound, runner on first. When that ball would hit JD Martinez back, I'm like, oh shit, because we know JD Martinez is the guy that's killed us for so long.
Right.
And then Judge makes a crazy play running through the outfield wall. And then Cabrera gets his insurance run the ninth, his first game back, because Bader's hurt, Greg Allen's hurt. His first game back, hits a bomb in the ninth. Yankees win 6-3. Garrett Cole in that game was looking really, really good, but they pulled him after 80 pitches because he was dealing with cramps. So he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, had 5 strikeouts throughout, and he only had 80 pitches, and they pulled him. And everybody was kind of like, what the hell's going on?
I was scared, man. I was scared.
Yeah, everybody kind of like shifted the blame to Boone, like, oh, what the hell is Boone doing? But it came out that he was cramping up a little bit. So thank God it was just
Garrett Cole must have really not been feeling it because he's not one to pull himself out of a game,
Yeah. And I mean, it's because he wasn't eating his bananas. Bananas are supposed to prevent cramps. That's why. I mean,
yeah.
But then the third game, the rubber match, we get the lineup and we see Judge isn't playing. And then when it comes out, he has a sore foot. They're like, shit, what the hell is going on? Why? Rubber match. We don't have Judge. This is not going to be good. 0-0 through 6. Bobby Miller for them looked great. Their rookie, he looked really, really solid. And then Domingo Germán dueled him also. He looked really, really good. Miller went 6 innings, no runs. Yankees ended up getting to Phillips in the 7th with small ball. Yankees were playing a little bit small ball in this game. I know you like that, Chase.
Love the small ball.
But yeah, that's kind of how they scored their first 2 runs. 2 groundouts, run on contact play. We talk about the run on contact that it never works, but it worked twice in this game. We scored that 1 run in the top of the 7th, and JD Martinez, again, the guy that kills us, hits a home run in the bottom of the 7th to tie it. So then we're like, shit. But then that's when Rizzo gets on, Stanton hits the double, and then Cabrera grounds out to score Rizzo. So now it's 2-1. Then in the top of the 9th, Anthony Volpe, 2-run homer, huge 2-run homer to give us the insurance, extend the lead. And at that point, Wandy came in, shut the door, not nervous, up 3 runs with the back end of our bullpen that has been so good. Holmes and Wandy actually have the same season ERA of 2.84 this year, which is kind of cool. But also they're both really good. But yeah, Domingo Germán, 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. The curveball looked nasty. He was getting ground outs. He was looking really, really good. And then he kind of ran into trouble with JD. Like 1 mistake pitch for him, and that left the ballpark. So amazing from Domingo Germán. If Germán is doing this, like, there's a conversation right now. Is he might be our 2 starter. He's our number 2 right now. Goes Cole Germán based on what's going on right now. Nestor's on the IL and also hasn't been good. Rodon, we got good Rodon news. If you saw that he's going to be pitching to live hitters, which is really good. Hoping by the end of the month, maybe he'll be back, or early July, hopefully. And then Severino obviously did that in game 1. So Herman might be our 2 starter. Herman might be our 2.
You know what's funny? I feel like we have this conversation every year, like where Herman at one point is like a number 2 starter because like he's pitching really well.
Last year, last year it was all good things about Herman. He
Yeah.
came back against the Astros, got lit up, but then was our best pitcher from then on out. He was actually our best pitcher at the end of the year last year after he came back. And that's not even an exaggeration. Him or Cortes was our best pitcher.
This was a very for 2 guys in particular for game 2 and game 3 against the Dodgers, very big test in my eyes for both Cole and Herman. Specifically for Cole, we'll go with that first because obviously like he's had a couple blow up starts over his last couple starts. Big start for him against a really good team, under the bright lights, national television. He obviously pitched really well. And then you have Herman yesterday coming off of the suspension from the cheating scandal. And Herman, like I saw that if he gets caught again, he's suspended for another 50 games. It's like we cannot afford. I hope he doesn't play dumb because we can't afford that. But like this was a huge start for him, like coming off of the cheating scandal, going against the Dodgers again on Sunday Night Baseball, national television, against, a really, really tough lineup. And he really like pitched out of his mind yesterday. Like that was honestly some of the best pitching I've ever seen by Domingo Herman throughout his Yankee career. So very impressed with Herman yesterday.
He had not. I'm looking at his ground outs to fly out ratio. He had 9 ground outs to 1 fly out. If you're keeping the ball on the ground, that's good. Obviously, it's different now with no shift. Usually, those ground ball pitchers might run into trouble with no shift because then those ground balls are finding holes. But Herman looks really, really good.
Really good. Really good. Yeah. But now we got Cortes on the IL. We got Bader on the IL. Maybe Judge. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Fingers crossed. We'll probably find out tomorrow around.
They said he's getting the MRI X-rays today. Which again, why are they wait? They waited until they got home to do it. Why wouldn't you want to know?
They probably already know, dude. They probably already know, and they're just looking for like how they're gonna break it down in the press conference.
Yeah, Judge told Hope yesterday that he expects to undergo X-rays or an MRI when they got back to New York, which I think is silly. That's silly.
They know, dude. They know already.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, I love national television games. I hate the announcers of them. Obviously, we don't like the Fox crew. The ESPN crew isn't great, except for David Cohn. Love David Cohn. But I just love it because I know watching it that everybody's watching. Like there's so many other people than just Yankee fans or the team we're playing fans. And I like when people around the world get to see Aaron Judge, get to see our boy Domingo Herman go off, get to see Cole. I love it. It's just it gives me a good feeling that other people are watching, not just Yankee fans.
Yeah, I agree.
But I hate the announcers though.
Yeah, especially John Smoltz.
John Smoltz
is the worst.
Oh, he's so bad. He's so bad.
6 out of 9. You take that every day of the week against 3 good teams. And then we got the White Sox coming up. Then after the White Sox, we got the Red Sox. Then after the Red Sox, we got the Mets. Then after the Mets, we got the Red Sox again.
Yeah. We got so this Sunday against the Dodgers was our first Sunday Night Baseball game. And I was kind of looking, I was like, usually the Yankees will be on Sunday Night Baseball. We now have 3 in a row. Our Red Sox game next week at Yankee Stadium is on Sunday Night Baseball. And then the Red Sox game after that at Fenway is Sunday Night Baseball. And I think we also play on Fox the 2 Saturdays as well. So, or maybe one of the Saturdays. But a lot of primetime games going on for us, national television, and they're going to be fun. The rivalry renewed. Let's win. I mean, Boston's struggling. They're pitching not great. The Mets, they're struggling. So the Mets are real bad. They can't hit, dude. They can't hit.
Quick standings update. Tampa Bay Rays, as recording, are in first place, as usual, at 42-19. Baltimore's in second, 4 games back, and the Yankees are at third, at 6 games back, with a 2.5 game separation between the Yankees and Toronto. Every game matters, Danny. You know that. You know that as well as I do. Every game matters. You need to just keep winning, especially if Judge is hurt. Just gotta maintain until Judge gets back. So we'll see.
And just looking at these standings, still in June, unheard of. And every team in this division is above 500. Just absolutely
Crazy.
unheard of. It's crazy when you go to the AL Central and only one team is above 500, and they're only 2 games above it. The Twins are 31 and 29. Like the Red Sox would be neck and neck with them in their last place in our division. Just crazy. This
I will
division is
say
awesome.
there's a couple good divisions this year. Usually it's just
Yeah.
like the AL East and like that NL West, but I feel like
The NL West isn't even that good. I
the
mean,
NL East is good. Like obviously they're usually pretty good. AL West is good. Like the Rangers are crazy. The Rangers are
the Rangers are
really good.
so good. The Rangers are really good.
Rangers are
Sucks we
really
played them with a
good.
hurt Aaron Judge.
Yeah, but a lot of competitive baseball this year.
Mm-hmm.
We came up big for the Diamondbacks over this
Yeah,
last
the
Dodgers series.
Diamondbacks are so fun. I love watching the
Yeah,
Diamondbacks. Like on MLB TV, when I see the Diamondbacks playing, I always throw them on. But even the NL East is really weird. The Marlins are in second in that division. Mets and Phillies, neither team is above 500 for them, which is crazy. That's kind of I wouldn't have bet on that right now in June. The Mets being 30 and 30, and the Phillies being 27 and 32. There's been a weird season of baseball. Weird
yeah.
season. Weird season.
It's only gonna get weirder, buddy. Only
And I
gonna get
love it.
weirder.
I love it. This baseball is beautiful, man.
Anyways, that's all that I have today, Danny. Unless if you want to cover anything else. Nope. All
If
good.
there's a God you believe in, pray to it for Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
We can't
please.
have him out for a month if that's actually a timeline for a broken toe.
That wouldn't be very, very, very bad. Very,
Yeah.
very bad. So fingers crossed, praying to God. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Spreading the News. Follow us on Twitter at official STN Pod and on TikTok at Spreading the News. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, make sure to interact with us on Twitter. Make sure to interact with us on Instagram. Follow our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to give us 5 stars if you can. Helps us a lot. Gets our recognition out there, our engagement out there, promotes us to other people that might already listen to baseball podcasts, and they might see Spreading the News and might be like, oh, well, maybe I want to listen to these guys. So because will pop up if that happens. So thank you all for listening. This has been Chase,
And Danny. Let's
and
go
we will
Yanks.
see you guys next week. Let's go, Yanks, baby.
Thanks.